Greetings everyone, Mike with Spray Jones. A popular question that comes up time and time again with these non-vented attics, and by that you understand that I mean when we spray foam to the underside of your roof sheeting, there's no ventilation between the foam and the roof deck. But the next question that people ask is, should there be ventilation within the attic assembly? Should we be circulating more air up inside there? And that's the question that I want to address. The physics of it say absolutely not. The legality of the building code says you may have to, depending on what the authorities having jurisdiction in your area are going to say. So let's just look at it very straightforward, not keep it complicated. If you have foam to the underside of the attic or the underside of the roof deck, and you have a cathedralized attic space, maybe you have not vaulted the drywall. So the drywall is going to be flat and level, but the envelope continues up the slope. What do you do for the air that's left in that attic space? The answer is nothing. It's going to equalize on its own. Warm air rises, cold air falls. It takes cold air to hold moisture. So by rights, in the building envelope, your wet, damp air is going to want to settle down in your structure and your warm, dry air upwards. You will have a natural convective current within the house or the commercial building that's going to allow air to get past the drywall. The drywall's never airtight. You're going to have penetration, ceiling fans, pot lights, additional electrical. You're going to have an attic hatch. The drywall is not airtight by any means, and therefore the natural convective currents are going to equalize up inside the attic space and make the air move and get the air to move. Likewise, you do not have a moisture source rate in the attic. You are not showering. You are not cooking. You're not living in there and putting extra moisture that wouldn't be in that space otherwise. So again, wet air is heavy air generally, right? It takes warm air causes things to rise, cool air causes things to fall out of the structure. And you don't circulate air in between your walls. You don't circulate air in between your floor systems. So think about this for a second. If you have drywall between the floors, if you have drywall between rooms, what are you doing in a 6-inch cavity, 8-inch cavity, 2-foot cavity to circulate the air inside there? Nothing. The air does not cause a problem, and you don't have to worry about circulating air around. So this is the crux of it. Building code people, though, don't understand these things. They're looking for legality. They're looking for, does it line up with the text? Sometimes the text is going to say in your jurisdiction that all conditioned space must be tied into the HVAC system. And if that's the case, you might have an official standing there telling you that you're going to have to put in some additional ducting to feed air in and out of that cavity, just to make sure that that plenum has been included in the overall system sizing and ability to move air around. If that's the case, we generally do it to appease them, but it's not necessary on the practical building envelope and building environment situation. In 14 years of business, I've had a couple of clients that have gone up into their attics in the middle of winter, put temperature readouts for the environment up there. They put thermostats up there, humidistats up there, monitored the temperature. We had a 2-story home with a crawl space, and at the peak of the attic, it was 2 degrees warmer at the peak of the attic than it was in the base of the crawl space. And the humidity levels were completely in check from top to bottom. So just warm air rising, cold air falling. So I've never seen a moisture problem, and I've never seen a temperature problem. And it's just simple physics of what's going on. So if you're getting a cathedralized attic done, where you're getting the spray foam sprayed to the underside, don't be concerning yourself too much about whether or not this air is going to have a problem, because it's going to equalize naturally. And you're just going to have to make sure you satisfy the code in your area so you don't get into trouble. So I hope this helps. I hope this answers questions that you may or may not have, and stay tuned for more information and more updates.